Congratulations to them all. The Kenya Rugby Union has confirmed South African coach Paul True as the national sevens coach. True has been contracted up to 2016 in what the union says is part of ensuring Kenya's sevens team will be in Rio Olympics in Brazil. True appears to have had his way in accepting the contract since he will be accompanied by 3 South Africans. Vuyo Zankwa will come in as the attack coach. According to communication from the union, True will be the head coach and performance director. Others in his lineup are Graham Benz, who will be in charge of strength and conditioning, and Dr. Karen Schwab. Schwab will take up the appointment in January the 1st. It is estimated that the union will pay out an excess of 2.7 million shillings to the technical bench alone per month. Felix Ochieng's, Humphrey Kayange, Lamek Bungeri and Steve Sewe have been retained in their initial positions. True's net salary will be 950,000 shillings. Despite being ranked 4th in Africa, the Kenya wheelchair basketball team may not get an opportunity to improve on their rank if they don't take part in the Africa Basketball Championships set to kick off on the 27th of this month in Angola. The team of 12 players and officials is scheduled to leave the country on Thursday, that's today, but the government is yet to meet its end of the bargain, that is purchasing tickets, as the meets, the upkeep, all estimated to cost about 3 million shillings.
It's a case of same script, different cast and a different setup. It's now dawning on federations that their intentions to send teams for international competitions will require miracles if what the wheelchair basketball team is finding itself in is anything to go by. The wheelchair basketball team is scheduled to leave for Angola on Thursday for the Africa Championships, but that could be a pipe dream since the Ministry for Sports has kept quiet on their request for airfare and upkeep while in Angola.
It's like you are preparing a team, yet you don't know whether you'll be told now you make the team or you won't make it. It's a big challenge to us.
This comes just a day after Cabinet Secretary for Sports Hassan Wario categorically stated that his ministry is financially drained.
Government has no money. Let's be honest. Personally, me, I don't have money unless you give me.
The team that finished second in their last continental outing in South Africa believes their 3 million shillings budget is not too much to ask for.
We should not look at cross country, that is athletics, the only team that can bring us glory. It's only that even though a team like wheelchair is given good support, we can make it.
Anytime the Harambee Stars have a game, they get financial support. Why not us? And most of the time, some of us even believe that we are carrying a disabled flag. It's not the same case. We carry the same flag, but unfortunately, financial-wise, it's opposite.
The team has been training at the Nyayo National Stadium Gymnasium.
And that's your sports at this hour. My Eyes, Your Eyes is the name of the campaign that Tamima will be guiding that discussion for us. It promises to be inspiring, so don't go away. Stay tuned because Tamima has more now.
Well, thank you, Sophia. What date is it today?
24th of October.
Okay, so this morning we're going to be discussing about the My Eyes, Your Eyes campaign, and we're going to be raising awareness. So joining me in studio is Dr. Laibute Kibaya, who's a member of the Kenya Society of the Blind, and the chairperson, Juliana Kivasu. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Express.
Thank you. Okay.
So this campaign, My Eyes, Your Eyes, such powerful words. What is that about?
My Eyes, Your Eyes campaign is a campaign for Kenya Society for the Blind. And just before I talk about the campaign, I could just give a brief of who is this Kenya Society for the Blind. It's an agency that is formed by an Act of Parliament since 1956, given the mandate to spearhead the rights and needs of persons with visual impairment in 4 areas. The first one is preventing blindness itself. The second one is education for learners with visual impairment. The third one is rehabilitation for those who have lost their sight totally. And finally, the mandate to create awareness about the rights and needs of persons with visual impairment. We are a membership organization. We have corporate members, we have life members, and we have annual members. And we have a board. Dr. Laibuta is a member of the Kenya Society for the Blind board. This campaign is a campaign that has been designed this year. I must say that we have not yet officially launched it, but we have started implementing what it takes. It has two objectives. The first objective is to create awareness about persons with visual impairment, their rights, their needs, the challenges that they go through, and how we can be able to support them. And the second one is a fundraising initiative to be able to support the 4 programs that I've just articulated in the country. Preventing blindness.
Yes.
And I must say 80% of blindness is preventable. Preventing blindness, education for learners with visual impairment, rehabilitation skills for those who have gone totally blind, and also creating awareness, sensitizing the public to come and be with us.
And I think what makes Dr. Laibuta Kibaya very, very unique is the fact that he's a member of the Kenya Society of the Blind, and he's also visually impaired.
Yes, having lost sight at the age of 22, I was a beneficiary of the rehabilitation programs that Kenya Society for the Blind runs. And of course, the information sharing that the society undertakes gives you the opportunity to discover what really there are as opportunities in life, to get to interact with the visually impaired persons, to get to know organizations, to get to know where to get your equipment, how to procure, and so forth. It's a challenge, but Kenya Society for the Blind tries to make it easy for anyone that is either newly blinded or lives with visual impairment and requires various services, education, employment, and so forth. So we try and build capacity and inspire others to walk in this challenging
Okay,
pathway.
now that we are up to speed about the objectives of the Kenya Society of the Blind, what is the aim behind this awareness campaign, My Eyes, Your Eyes, and how can everyone else participate and get on board?
My Eyes, Your Eyes campaign is figurative, let me say that, because it means that the person who cannot see would want to use the eyes of the person who is seeing to be able to explore the world, to be able to fully attain their full potential. And therefore, this campaign is a campaign that is calling upon everyone to come and be a part of it. It has several activities, and basically we are telling people, even though we are not able to see, we can do it. We are better than even the people we can do things better than the people who can see. And I must appreciate the Standard Media Group, because they are working with us in this campaign. And this campaign has, we already had a visit to the animal orphanage with learners with visual impairment. Though they were not able to see the animals, but they were given the description of the animals, and even were able to touch the animals that they could be able to touch.
Wow, that is powerful.
To us, the children were so overjoyed, and they're saying it has never been like this, because we want them to fully, live like just any other person. If personally I can go to see the animals, why can't a child with visual impairment also see the animals? So that is the essence of the campaign, trying to support, empower persons with visual impairment, availing the right opportunities, giving them skills to be able to be successful in life.
And Dr. Laibuta actually does play golf. Is it something that you were playing from early on, or it's something that you picked up
No, just
later
from
on?
2006, purely out of curiosity.
So that was after you were visually impaired?
Many years later.
Wow. So what was that process like? Because I'm sure a lot of guys are like, a visually impaired person is playing golf. How does that work?
Oh, well, quite interesting. I mean, I just took interest because I belonged to a golf club, but there wasn't much sporting for me. So the trainer challenged me to give it a try. And I did, but afterwards, of course, I came across two visually impaired golfers who demonstrated that it's possible. And sooner or later, I realized that it's a possibility, and I've continued playing ever since 2006.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself as a golfer?
Well, I don't know. I can only discuss my handicap.
No, he's good. He's good. I've been with him.
Well, I play handicap.
And I know that you have a golf tournament which is actually happening
Tomorrow, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And he's going to be one of the persons participating.
Yeah. I'm in a 4-ball, teeing off at 12 noon.
No, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. How does that work? How can you tell where the golf ball needs to go?
Besides a caddy who handles my equipment, I play with one other person who has to align me to the direction that I have to hit my ball. And I get to touch the ball and see where it is. So I align myself and take my swing. The idea is if you have the right stance and you swing on the right pathway, that's it. You never would miss the ball.
You know, that is just simply amazing. And everyone else can actually get the chance to come out at the event and actually see you do what you do best, because she's telling me that you're a pro. You're just being very humble right now.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, so please tell us more about this event. And I know that the Standard Group is one of the sponsors.
Yes, we are going to have the golf tournament tomorrow, which is one of the many activities of the My Highs, Your Eyes campaign. And it's going to be at Royal Golf Club of Ngong Road. We have already 90 confirmed participants, individuals, and we've also got corporate bodies who have come to give us support. We have, of course, the Standard Media Group, we have Faulu, we have National Bank, we have other organizations that have come on board. Liaison Insurance have come on board as well. We are doing this together with another organization called Enable, who are also focusing on education for learners with visual impairment. As I said, the aim is to create awareness and raise funds. All the funds that are going to be raised from the golf tournament, which is actually a yearly activity for Kenya Society for the Blind. For the last 10 years, we have been organizing a golf tournament every year, giving the public an opportunity to be part of our society by either becoming members or even coming to participate and raise funds. Tomorrow we will be having the golf tournament from 10:30 in the morning, and in the evening we will have come together, give prizes to the winners, carry out some auctions so that we can be able to raise funds and also appreciate those people who have come to be with us tomorrow.
And I'm just curious, I'm sure that Dr. Laibuta will not be the only visually impaired golfer participating.
Well, I don't know of any other.
Probably let him answer. It will be good for him to answer that.
Well, I'm the only visually impaired golfer in the country presently.
Okay, so that is definitely something to look out for. And as you said, we're going to be raising funds, which are going to go towards a good cause. And back to the objectives of the Kenya Society of the Blind, the first one was prevention.
Yes.
So how can we as a society do more to ensure that we prevent blindness where it can be prevented? And I think in the case of Dr. Laibuta, as he said, he actually was not born blind. He became blind at the age of 22, right?
It's important to prevent blindness, and I've just said 80% of blindness is preventable. Probably we could ask ourselves, what are the causes of blindness? Because there are several. And in Kenya, the one which is number one is called cataract, which is treatable by a simple surgery costing about 4,000 shillings. And we have all the ophthalmologists and ophthalmic workers in our district and provincial hospitals who can undertake that surgery. We also have trachoma, which is basically a disease in Nilotes, the Maasais, the Samburus, and it's purely preventable through good hygiene and sanitation.
Maybe just to address this with Dr. Laibuta, what was your personal experience on this?
Well, mine first and foremost was a purely medical accident. treatment that went very wrong. But the experience is that indeed, besides other accidents, medical otherwise, trauma of every nature, I think what is critical is to have systems through which we not only rehabilitate effectively, maybe through trauma counseling, rehabilitation services as well, that empower newly blinded people to have independent living, an information system that gives you the openings for opportunities, not just in education, but self-employment as well as employment. And I dare say that the Society for the Blind does do a great deal with its limited resources. And by the way, let me say this, despite the fact that we are a statutory body that lends government departments an arm in all preventive rehabilitation and eye care services, education and so forth, we actually don't get government votes. We only manage to draw a little from the National Fund for Persons with Disabilities last year towards this year to equip the eye drop production unit, which is yet to pick up. Besides that, we seriously need to get money, vote from government and support from others. But my experience, to answer your question, is that it's not been easy for the society or for the other agencies that support rehabilitation and other support services for persons with visual disability. A lot has been left to individuals to figure out how to move on in life. When it comes to rehabilitation and independent living, equipment come very, very, very dear. Adaptive technology is extremely expensive. Even the phone technology for visually impaired is extremely expensive when it comes to software and the like. So it's a very expensive way of life, but well, it's a lifestyle worth giving a try, but I wouldn't encourage you to be visually impaired.
Okay, well said. And I think just on that, it's evident that if there's anyone who can lend any assistance, they can contact you. But we can start small, which is by joining you at the golf tournament this weekend, lending support to this My Eyes, Your Eyes. Kiswahili, macho yangu, macho yako. Kabisa, right? So thank you very much for coming into studio, and I do wish you the best, and I hope he wins.
Definitely.
We play to enjoy the game.
Yeah, I hope you win.
The company is great.
Can people bet?
Well, yes, people do, but I don't. Personally, I play purely for leisure.
Okay.
I am not as competitive as many.
Because I think I just rallied up a number of fans who will be coming out just to support you specifically.
Well, no problem.
Okay, thank you very much for coming over to the Morning Express. So that was the My Eyes, Your Eyes campaign, and as you heard, you can join them this weekend and give your support to this wonderful campaign. Right now, we're going to be taking a very short commercial break. We'll be right back.